Good morning. Good morning. And good morning to you. It's Tuesday morning, May 5th, 4:31 a.m.
I see the assassins have failed.
The volume wasn't loud enough. Let's take that again.
I see the assassins have failed. I am
Ethan Kahi, and boy, have we got a show for you. You know, it's funny. I'm going to save that. We're going to get there. I'm not going to say that right now. Let's get a screen shared. We've got a Paul Vander and a John Vervaeke video that is riveting. I mean, it's the kind of thing you watch and you cannot pause. We've been at it for weeks now. We have just been digging into it for weeks. There is so much richness and depth. Basically performing archaeology over here. So we're going to get there. I wasn't planning on starting here, but we're going to start here. Also, I'm just going to drop a link. We're just going to do that. This is an exploration. So, there's a little bit of chit chat, but not much because we have things to explore, people to see, places to go. Let's get the proper banner up. Let us be virtually not alone. I'm always confused when it's like early in the morning and there's like 8 people watching and then it goes down to 6. Like, where did those 2 passerbys come from? Maybe it's on X. Maybe if someone is like scrolling and this appears in the window on X, that it like counts as a view or something. Because I just can't comprehend how somebody viewed this and then stopped viewing it like so quickly. I don't know. I have no idea. This is a Mark into Tbilisi Substack. Unbelievable, right? Also, can someone explain to me how I've stopped posting on Substack, but I'm gaining, I don't know what they're called, followers, subscribers, I don't, whatever the word is. Like, how is it that I've gotten more people, not more, but like a significant number of people have followed me, even though I stopped posting there? I don't get it. I don't comprehend how social media works. I was off it for like 8 years and now I'm back on it. I've been here for a year and, it's still so strange. What's up, Brett? What's up, Scott? What's up, Rob? Wait, what was Rob saying? The Holy Roman Empires, HRE. Never heard the HRE as an abbreviation. Fascinating. Moorish Andalusian Imperial Divan system. All right, well, link is posted. Oh, I should probably pin it. It's early. We're only 3.5 minutes and the link is posted. Let's get it pinned. I do kind of like this. I'm so torn about whether or not I'm going to keep doing these AI pencil sketch thumbnails because I like that they're black and white. I like seeing the black and white. I have another idea that's not AI, but I don't know. This one's kind of wild because it's like this blackboard with all these like wild drawings on it, and I'm kind of into it. Okay, link is pinned. Let's go back to Mark into Tbilisi's Substack. It is a barn burner. Okay, so Mark into Tbilisi. Or Mark Jackson. Wait, can I make this picture big? Look at that guy. I'm so sorry for coughing on you, Mark. I apologize. I like Mark. I want to do an episode of Holy Techne with him. And we will. Technically I have, well, this week I'm talking, let's do some marketing. Okay. We're going to do some marketing. Yeah. Okay. We'll do the full spiel. We need to talk about somebody else real quick. Because this guy texted me yesterday. Mark, I got to take it down. We'll bring it back, Mark. This guy texts me yesterday and is like, how do you do that right there? No, I want to make little Ethan. There we go, little Ethan. This guy texted me yesterday and is like, hey man, like can I get into your StreamYard? Like you could just toss me, like the email and password, and like we could break the terms of service, but like it would be chill, right, man? It'd be so chill. It'd be super chill, and I could like stream, and it'd be like super chill. And I'm like, you know what? I met you in Chicago. We had some nice chats in Chicago, in parking lots, in sidewalks. My relationship with McMosav is exclusively related to parking lots and sidewalks. Oh, and a liquor store. And so I send him my email and password. And then what do I see? Then he's streaming over my live premiere. And not just any live premiere. The biggest live premiere I've ever had. I had a live premiere yesterday with one of the speakers. Oh, this is so fun. My voice is getting so high. It's going so. There's so much profile in this. This is fun for me to watch my voice. This is not my voice, but this is my voice. This is the voice I'm giving you. It's just full profile. I had the biggest premiere of my life with one of the speakers of the Symbolic World Conference that was streamed over by an alleged friend. Can you believe that? However, despite McMosav's best efforts to slow me down and stop me from leap padding out of the TLC and becoming TLC adjacent and financially self-sufficient, despite his best efforts, I want you to know that there were 4 women in the chat. The TLC ladies came and supported me. So this is a shout out to the TLC ladies. Sherry, Nidalate, Seeking Genuine. How does her screen name go? And something Cave Woman Ugg. There's more words there besides Cave Woman Ugg. I know there's more words there. What's up, Scott?
Not much. Heading to work.
Do you have words that you would like to throw against McMosav?
No.
Okay. Well, nice to see you. I'll talk to you later. You know what? I got to switch this. We got to leave Mark in Tbilisi for a second because we got to go over to YouTube. Do you know who Seeking Genuine is?
No.
Okay. Well, we're gonna fix it real quick. First, we got to give a shout out to Brett because Brett has now coined a term that about the Dawn Patrol. There's a lot of terms being coined right now because yesterday Chad coined the Chris Howard protocol, which is what we're doing. Because in it's 4:38, so in 52 minutes, Chris Howard comes on and I come off. I make myself lesser so that Chris Howard can be greater. And this is the Chris Howard protocol. And then Scott's doing this thing called Dawn Patrol, and this is also the Dawn Patrol. We are who patrol the Dawn. You can see Scott in a car right now, currently patrolling the Dawn. How's the patrol going this morning, brother?
So far so good. There's a lot of joy out here.
All right. Well, we're gonna do. Oh, here we go. Full Dawn Patrol activated. Good morning, Chad.
Okay, so there are a couple things that I got to clear up there because it's important. What's happening is probably the Dawn Patrol. I like that. That's very nice. What you're doing is the Kahi protocol, which is to establish your own spot and then do that on a regular basis. Try to adhere to a schedule, and then allowing for somebody else to come in to 5:30 slot, right?
I muted you just because it broke up and got really weird and then got really fuzzy and loud. I'm going to unmute you now. I lost you after you said Kahi protocol.
What's happening, dude?
That was weird. That's got to be like a StreamYard glitch because.
Thanks for clarifying. I couldn't hear what he said. Coffee protocol. I like that.
I think Chad was just in his living room, so I'm confused as to why it like got so weird and
Oh,
strange.
yeah, I thought he was in the car with the window down.
I don't know. I could have sworn I saw him in just his living room, but then he went all black. Okay, well I'm gonna play the 33rd minute of Brett and Scott. It's my understanding that you and Brett are going to be streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings.
So that's kind of the idea we're playing with. If I'm working, Brett will do the stream, and then I will try to work in. I haven't really had one. It's been more emergent, but yeah, that's kind of the direction we're moving.
Oh, Chad's back.
StreamYard is sometimes really weird, dude. I don't understand it. Is this thing working or what?
Yeah, I can't see you at all, but I hear you loud and clear.
See, that's really weird. It's acting so weird, dude. Because, okay, so here's the thing. On my screen, my little box that shows me that I'm here, it's blank. But on the screen where it's your show, I can see myself. That's really effing weird. I'm going to leave.
Oh, you want to finish your riff first because you were right in the middle of riffing up. Oh, nope, he's gone. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to play the 33rd minute of Brett and Scott's Dawn Patrol, a Flux Wave in the TLC with a ko-fi.com/McMosav banner rolling underneath. This is from 1 day ago, apparently.
There's at least enough there to where caution is probably not just warranted, but wise.
So there's what, three different things we're talking about. Foolish transparency for those that haven't been enough in the corner or whatever.
All right.
It's when you're putting personal stuff out there foolishly. And again, there's people that almost pride themselves in being so transparent. But there's just stuff that isn't necessary, right? If anything, it's just going to mar the perspective that you're seeing through. And it's not that you're trying to be fake, but you're just not trying to dominate somebody's psyche on how they see you regularly, right? I'd rather them get to know me as a person, and if I share something with them intimately about myself or whatever, they may have a better perspective and a more hospitable perspective to a blip in my past.
All right, Chad, welcome back. You look good, and I'm sure you sound good.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I just wanted to say we are right now. It seems like we are. What's the word? Participating in the Dawn Patrol, which is pretty cool. And then there's maybe we'll call it the Ethan protocol, whatever the hell you want to call it.
I don't want to call it anything.
Yeah, don't call it shit. All right, so there's not that. Then we don't need to worry about that. And then I just called it the Howard protocol because Howard was doing it. Yeah. You know what I just realized? Here's what I just realized. This is the most important thing I probably realized in the whole time I've been doing the TLC stuff.
Uh-oh.
This is very important.
I'm listening.
This is all pointless and stupid. Yeah, that's right. I think I just realized all the names and talking about all this pointless shit and wasting time is a complete waste of life. That's really cool.
I was
awesome.
going to say, so what?
Well, I mean, I think that I just think it's a total distraction from life. And I think I should probably go actually live my life now. I hope to never see you guys again, except maybe you, Ethan, at the church. But other than that, I think I'm done with the TLC.
Speed.
Later, bitches.
Hey, Chad.
Good morning, Olson. You're up, so you get to follow that.
Oh, I guess you listened to my latest poetry drop.
You're the best.
Olson's poetry is just knocking folks down, one out, one out, one out.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's next to fall to the mighty Olson?
I don't know. Mighty's not the word I would use, but yeah. You know.
Sorry, luminary. Olson, the luminary of TLC.
No,
That's right.
No. With I just want to put out a formal request to Brett and Scott. I would appreciate a early dawn morning slot if possible. If not, if you guys got your thing going, that's cool too. Like that's I don't want to impose, but
I think that's an easy yes.
Yeah.
That's a hell yes.
The plan is to do like the liturgy thing that I was kind of doing, but make it more interactive. So like we read one part and then discuss, and then read another part, discuss, kind of thing. I don't know. I've always wanted like going to a more liturgical church and stuff. Like they had all these preset like scriptures and stuff, and I'm like, I wish there was a way I could hear them and think about them before I get to church, because as you're going through the church service, you don't have enough time to really like process it and stuff and to think about it. And so anyways, I don't know, that was my thought.
I love it. I absolutely love it, and I enjoyed it. That was so interesting when you did it last week. I was thinking about how you were preparing for it, and being able to kind of marinate in it a little bit before the actual thing. So yeah, do you want to do that every Sunday morning?
Well, I was thinking more Monday to give it like over Friday, just to give people time before the church service, like over the week. So, but I don't have to. I don't want to. Like, if you guys got plans, you guys are good big planners and good. Your shows are like 100 times.
No, you know what you're doing? You're actually creating a thing that I was actually a little worried about, because Monday is my only day off, and I thought, oh, this will be the day I do it. But then it dawned on me. It dawned on me though that damn, I gotta wake up at like 4:30 on my day off. And I'm like, and you just solved that dilemma, because I could easily wake up a little early on a day I'm already going to be getting up.
Yeah. That's why I didn't ask for Wednesday.
Olson, I zoomed into that thing you did, and it looked like you were doing the 2019 Book of Common Prayer based on what the URL was. So Mondays, you're going to lead us in liturgy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The collect, and then the 4 scriptures. Mm-hmm. That's the plan. So like, I was figuring, because you have like, you have like, if you spend like 10 minutes on each, that's 50 minutes, and then you could have like a 10 minute like discussion on how they all tie together. And if people don't want to discuss, or if people aren't there, then we'll just go through it quicker. I don't know. Yeah, whatever.
How long did it take you to go through it?
Like 30, 40 minutes. I don't know. But I was doing a lot of pausing. A lot of dead air.
But that's okay, because you were. I was wondering, because I'm curious if opening it up beforehand, what if you applied the Luke thing and kind of went through it, and then had maybe a talk after?
Yeah, maybe.
That way it wouldn't mess up the flow.
Yeah.
I'm going to play this video. This is Seeking Genuine. It's a new ship in the flotilla.
Hey, it's an hour. My favorite time of day. And I'm usually really calm and winding down during this time. But today, just been thinking about too many things. So, wanted to come on here try to have a conversation, see if anyone else resonates with these ideas, and to help me feel a little bit less crazy.
We can do that.
You're not crazy. Well,
So the other day, I had a conversation with one of my former clients who is about my father's age. So there's a significant generational gap. And in talking with him, he basically gave me what I think he meant as a compliment of, wow, you and your generation, you're just so far beyond how I was when I was your age. He used words like maturity and awareness and knowing things, and it felt like a compliment. At least it did for a little bit, and then I started getting a reminder of a video that I had watched about 3 weeks before. And in this video, the celebrity gets asked about essentially why he's not on social media anymore. And in his response, he said something along the lines of, I know people who have trained for trying to get to the peak of Mount Everest. They spend their lives devoted to this. Some people die and don't see it. And I went on Instagram the other day, and I know what Mount Everest looks like from the peak. And that just feels unfair. That feels almost like it's so disconnected from reality that my brain exploded and I just couldn't do it anymore.
Okay, I'm going to pause newbie seeking genuine there. I think it's actually really interesting that seeing what Mount Everest looks like is like a spoiler for a movie, but for reality.
I think it harkens back to Rumsfeld. You remember when he said all that crazy stuff?
Were you talking about like Donald Rumsfeld?
Yeah, he was like, "There's
Like
the
during the Iraq War?
yeah, there's no after all." He's like, "There's the no, there's the unknown knowns, there's the knowns, there's the known knowns." There's like 4 different categories, but he was basically trying to convey there's things that we don't even know we don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Okay. Here's a question for the 3 of you. What is something that, because you experienced it digitally, you thought, oh, I don't need to experience that in real life because I've seen the digital version.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Protests.
So that's a good answer. That's yeah. Because if you had heard there were protests and couldn't see it, that might be enough to draw your curiosity out to the edges of the protests to see what's happening, to see what's going on.
Now, in my lifetime, it's kind of like a photograph. It just doesn't do it. I mean, it brings a part of it to me, but no. Every single time that I've seen and compared it to actually being there, not the same.
Oh, I agree. I just think that when I'm there, I get easily manipulated emotionally because of all the other people. It's like going to a football game, you know? You get caught up in the wave, literally.
And you think that's worse than watching it on TV?
Well, I think for me, I'm less susceptible to being caught up in it because it's easier for me to, you know, I don't know whether it's blending in or whether it's getting attached to it. Whereas when I watch it on TV, I feel like I have or online, I have it more of a, I have a protective barrier because I can hit off or next video. It's not as easy to go all the way back to my car and walk out of the place, especially when all the people that I'm with or whatever want to stay there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think your idea of protective barrier, Brett, is an interesting idea. Really. With that, it leads to a clarification of the question. Was the question, what is something that you've seen online that then you don't want to interact with in real life, or that you saw online and then when you interacted with it real life, you were like disappointed?
Well, so here's the thing. Part of the question was just to get people talking so I could get to the next timestamp. So we are going to move to the next question, and that's going to come from this clip if I have the right timestamp.
Ever come to be, it's always that exact pattern, getting more beautiful and more beautiful and more beautiful and more true, and staying into the trueness of that. Like, I mean, I think, like, I heard this. I didn't listen to anything this weekend. I was off on a thing, but when I listened to Cassidy talking about London, I was like, oh wow, that's. You guys think that Midwestuary is peak TLC. Wait till you get to London,
Right.
you know, and that's what I mean about, like, just do the thing that you want to do and give it love and watch what happens, because the beauty of that will get greater and greater and greater. And so that's what I mean by that. So that being said,
what can you possibly build with your love and attention? That said, what shit?
That being said, I just
Do one.
So the question is, what can you possibly build with your love and attention? And there's a guy named Ezra who's doing a TLC movie night, not this Thursday, but I believe next Thursday. And it's going to be the film They Live. And there's a trailer for that here.
For They Live.
They have recruited the rich and the powerful. What are these things wanted? Why are they here? They're running the whole show. Wake up! They're all about you, all around you.
They are safe as long as they are not discovered.
Take a look. They're sending some kind of signal, some TV set. You still don't get it, do you?
I had never heard of They Live before this, but I'm excited to watch it hopefully this weekend. Have any of you watched They Live before?
Yep.
I've watched it already, but this was my first time.
Okay, Scott, do you like it more or less than My Dinner with Andre? Because I know that you did not like My Dinner with Andre.
I jumped in the car right after I watched it and recorded a thing for my channel, and I felt like I shouldn't post it, and so I didn't. It's still on my phone, but I did. No, in the video, I was like, am I going to be the guy that's always going, nah, see, that movie stunk, see?
See, you're gonna leave that for me.
It was so corny, but I'm also, because I can see where some people are going to play with a lot of different stuff in the movie. So, you know, even though I thought the movie was ridiculous and corny, I'm excited to see how people play with those things that I'm already thinking they're going to play with.
Scott, it sounds like you also did not enjoy They Live. Not Scott. Brett. See, you guys' names are too similar. 2 consonants, a vowel, and 2 T's. It gets lost up there in my brain. Because Brett, you didn't like My Dinner with... Did I say Scott earlier? I was trying to say Brett. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Somebody get me out of here. I need to leave the TLC.
There goes another one. Yes.
Yeah, Olsen, I am blaming your part due poetry video.
That was awesome. He's a natural comic.
Oh, you know what? Okay, let's do that real quick. I'd like to audition for 12th Night for the part of Orsino. If music be the food of love, play on. Give me excess of it. That surfeiting. The appetite may sicken and so die. That strain, again, it is a dying fall. Oh, it came o'er my ear like the sweet south that breathes upon a bank of violets, stealing and giving odor. Enough. No more. 'Tis not so sweet now as it was before. O spirit of love, how quick and fresh art thou. that notwithstanding thy capacity, receiveth as the sea, not enters there, of what validity and pitch soar, but falls into abatement and low price even in a minute. So full of shapes is fancy that it alone is high fantastical. That is that's 12th night.
Nice. So you've auditioned for 2 parts now.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep LARPing until this Shakespeare thing happens. So if you're out there and you want to audition for TLC Shakespeare, post an audition online and make sure to tag at Grim Grizz and also at Leviathan 4Play.
I forgot to tag him.
We'll get it to them.
I'm part of you.
Also, I keep waiting for Mark Jackson to speak. Like it's so close to his live stream posture that I'm just waiting for him to like open his mouth and start talking to us.
If only there was a button to make that happen.
Should I just put this into
queued up?
Should I put this into Grok Imagine right now?
Oh yeah, it'll work.
Okay, I'm going to copy image. I'm not going to do that yet, though, but I'm going to do that. So, yeah, Mark Jackson's latest Substack post. Let's get to that. Keep telling off your child until your own emotion is drained, or simply stick to one line. Then he posted a video of Father Chad Ripperger on what's feminizing young men. Is this going to be a clip?
Because God gave...
Nope, it's a whole hour. So somewhere in this video... this is the whole post, so there's no more words besides the title and the subtitle. I'm sorry, Mark Jackson. I thought there were going to be more words.
Always think there's more words.
Okay, on to the next thing. We have 27 minutes, and we're 47 minutes into a 2 hour and 18-minute video. So I'm gonna click play on this. Then I'm gonna go try to put this thing into Grok Imagine and see if Mark Jackson will talk to us. Just start talking if something interesting happens and you want to discuss some part of this video with Vander, Klay, and Vervaeke.
So we're supposed to talk over Vander, Klay, and Vervaeke?
Well, I got to go into Grok Imagine real quick to make Mark Jackson talk. So you got to like shout at me.
I'm not going to talk over PVK and Vervaeke.
Well, that's fine. That means we'll watch 27 minutes straight and we'll actually get into this thing.
Well, I mean, 20. That's way better than listening to my pie hole.
But one of the deep challenges that I think pastors face right now is to understand Genesis 1 in terms of the goodness of the material world and what the material world is for. Now, for me, I've talked a lot about the fact that I think what the material world is actually for is glory, but I don't want to get too sidetracked. So, but my understanding of your articulation in this movement towards and away at the same time in terms of person, that's very much, I think that's very much consistent with the next couple of slides, which is again, persons we regard with an agent arena relationship. They are agents. And people always argue about free will, and I say I don't really like the term free will because our will is far from free, but I think our agency is real.
Yes. Okay, I gotta pause that. Our will is far from free, but we are persons with agent arena relationships.
I had asked my professor, I said, how do you explain free will and God's divine decree in a simplistic way? And I said, do you just, because there's that tension. And he looks at me, I said, and he's just staring at me with this look like, the answer. And I'm like, do we just leave it in tension? He goes, yes. That's what the Bible says. So What do you have to explain? I don't have to explain anything. And I'm like, this is interesting because I'm in a corner and I tried to explain the internet thing and I said,
Wait. How did you explain the internet thing to your professor?
well, he has a general idea already because I've spoken to him. I just said that there's this little corner of the internet that we have it's part ecumenical, but it's also part people trying to figure out their path. But the ultimate goal is a genuine, sincere seeking. And, and for him, he thinks it's cool, but it's not, space for him. But anyway, I said that, well, that's not what I told him. But his whole thing is that when I told him what I was going to do online about the other channel where I was going to do some teaching and stuff, and I said, I'm really like hung up on this truth thing. And I know a lot of people in the corner are. But I do believe that there's this illusion that they think that they can rationally, logically figure this stuff out, which is an old argument from early church fathers, trying to logically connect dots. And I just don't think it's possible. I don't think you can fully know things. And this is where the faith comes in. Not know everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting because I think it must be PBK's rough draft for Sunday for this coming week. The title was like, "Can you talk someone into the resurrection?" And I think he was going to cover part of Jordan Hall, Brett Weinstein, Steinstein, and Jonathan Pajot. And I think that's like a good question to ask. Like, can you talk someone into the resurrection? And then, like, for me, I think about like the left brain, right brain thing. And it's like, if there's too much left brain, like, I don't know. I was thinking about like, what would it look like if Jonathan Pajot or Jordan Hall had like given the gospel to Brett? Like, how would they articulate what the gospel is? Would they do it in a left brain, rational manner? Would it be more right brain? Would there be storytelling? And then I was thinking about myself, like, how would I articulate the gospel these days?
Yeah, I think. Sorry.
Go. No, go.
Well, I was just like, when you asked him that question, my response, which is why I'm not your teacher because it's better, is would it be like it could only be reconciled in story, right? Like you have, which naturally holds it in tension, but the story just kind of brings out the flavors of that tension, whatever story that is. But yeah, and then like the gospel, right? The good news, right? The evangelion or whatever the Greek is, right? It's the proclamation that the king is present, the king has won, the king is here, the Messiah, right? And that's a story, right? He's either been given birth or he has conquered. The enemy has been vanquished of some kind. And so it's a story that's told as well. So I think you would have to incorporate, as much as I don't like it's a postmodern move, the move to story, or an old move, like a regression modern move. But and I like reason and facts, but I think that's the move you gotta make. I don't know.
This is why I love the Holy Spirit, though, because it's not my job to convert anybody. All I do is put the gospel out there. Maybe it's usually going to be curtailed with facts is what I know to be written and what I believe to be true. And then whether something happens inside their heart is not my, it's not my job, you know? So the gospel is only the gospel, you know, but there are people that think the gospel is like the whole book. I'm like, no, the story, the specific story of Christ and his redemption for us and who he is and who he claimed to be. That's the gospel, right?
Sonata, the link is pinned in the chat. If you want to jump in, you are welcome to jump in. Yeah, I remember that you're either from Australia or New Zealand. I can't remember. So yeah, the link is pinned in the chat. You're welcome to click it and jump on in with us. This is what I say to you at Sonata-D8F.
I want to postulate a question. Maybe it'll bring it back to the original will thing. I didn't will myself to Christ. Did any of you?
Negative. That's what I wanted. Didn't line up at all.
Yeah, I sat there and I just really willed it. I just like. That's what I did.
Everett also says no. I mean, no, I would not say I willed myself to Christ. I was not, like a year ago when I came back to Christ, I was not looking for Christ per se. I was looking for something. I often view it as like a co-creative act, which I pull from Genesis in terms of like Adam and Eve are supposed to be like priests of this earth and like build with God. And so, yeah, God does all the heavy lifting, but I do think that human beings have a role to play in the transmission of the gospel.
Yeah, that's, in the transmission of the gospel. You're talking about, but are you talking about synergism, where there has to be a combination of what I have to play a part in my salvation?
I've never heard the term synergism before, so I don't know if I'm talking about that or not.
Yeah, monergism is, all, God's the one that does it. And synergism is I play an active role in my salvation. Like I have a part to play and I can contribute to my salvation.
I mean, I wouldn't use that. I don't like that language, but like clearly God uses human beings and partners with them. So like, if you're talking about like the act of salvation of like rescue, well, like, no, only God can rescue and it's a gift. But like, I mean, just for me, for my story a year ago, like it happened while talking to an LLM, and that was built by human beings. So like God used human tools. So there was like, so yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm talking about synergism or not. I have no idea.
I have a
Go ahead,
I have a compounding question. I think it sounds like there's somewhat within the stream, and I know this is actually still debated, but in Christianity in general, but we have a part in sowing, but because Christ said some will sow and some will reap. Who are the reapers?
I've been thinking about that. Okay, I think what I was going to say maps to that too. So if God number one, God number two, like Paul talks about, by us accepting the call, which we did not do of our own free will-ish, I don't know. Maybe we do it by our own free will. But anyway, by us participating in that, we allow through us to be a part of the creating the arena for somebody else, because we're participating in both of that. So somebody else, then the arena starts to get shaped around that person where that person can do the thing. And then the arena continues to kind of bounce. Does that track? You follow what I'm saying?
All right, let's get Chad in here, and then Sonata.
Thank you.
I was just gonna say, whatchamacallit, the thing, the audition, and I decided to never quit the TLC again. Damn it. It's bullshit. That's what I wanted to say about it. And as far as the salvation goes, I don't know how much of it's any of our business, but I do think it is our business to participate in reality. And I think that's so, whatever happens downstream of that and upstream of that is probably God's business. I don't know. I don't really know.
I really like that phrase. It's our
That's what
business
I
to
think.
participate in reality.
Me too. I'm going to have to leave on that.
And also, I'm not trying to define that because I don't really know it.
Bye, Scott.
Later, guys.
See you, Scott. Have a
Goodbye.
good day.
Farewell.
Later.
All right, Sonata, how are you, man?
Hi, you're Ethan, yes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this is us meeting kind of semi-properly, although we had a few interactions via comments, I believe.
Yeah, after your
nice to
rando.
meet you. Yeah, after
Nice to
my
meet you
rando.
too.
Did you watch the whole thing? Did you enjoy it?
I did watch the whole thing. Yeah, it was cool.
Wow. Okay. Cool. I appreciate that very much. So hi everyone. I guess something of an introduction is perhaps in order, and I'll just say from the outset, if anyone feels I'm talking too much or veering off track, just let me know. But I've been interested in TLC for a while. I have interacted with Bridges of Meaning. I don't think with any of you guys, but there were some people who were there back in the day that I was there. It was maybe years ago at this point. Jesus, it's all been around for a while, eh? And yeah, I'm happy to just join in with the conversation at wherever we're at. So you know what? I open the floor, pose me a question, and let's see what happens. Or someone take the floor and just run with it. I don't care.
Well, I'm going to read Everett's comment because I think it's really, really cool. Everett says, "How can I best serve
I know where it comes from.
thee?
Yeah.
Thy will, not mine, be done." These are thoughts. What did I say? Yeah, thy will. Thy will, not mine, be done.
Hyphenated. Sorry, I'll shut up.
Thy?
It's hyphenated.
What do you mean it's hyphenated? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's a bit ambiguous what he might mean.
Well, I think he's referencing God. That's what I would guess, but maybe he's not. How can I best serve thee? Thy will, not mine, be done. These are thoughts which must go with us constantly. We can exercise our willpower along this line all we wish. It is the proper use of the will.
One of the things in AA that I had to learn was I have control over nothing except one thing. My choices, right? I don't even have the control over what consequences happen when I make that choice. I can have an intention, but and a desired outcome, but at the end, when it all falls out, it just is going to happen the way it's going to happen. And I think that's pretty powerful to think, to understand your humility in your role in the world, you know?
I personally don't have any experience with AA myself. I had different addictions that weren't substance related, but I think I understand where you're coming from, mate. What's your name?
Brett.
Brett, nice to meet you, Brett. Josh.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks. how do you feel this piece of wisdom about just focusing on one's own choices, shall we say, ties into this broader conversation we seem to be having about salvation and God's will? Could you give us an example, perhaps?
So using, it seems to me one of the things that made the Bible explode in my face is the constant over and over and over examples of God in the Bible being the decider. And you see it with him choosing the younger brother instead of an older brother. And he, like he's making decisions. It's like man has one thought. I think I want, someone like Saul. And he says, there you go. And then man gets to see why the 6 foot something guy that we think would be the best king is going to be the best king. And he picks the run to the litter in Jesse's family and chooses David. And he calls him a man after his own heart. Not that he wasn't sinful as well, but the point is that he's the decider in all of these storylines. And every time we know what's best, he keeps showing that he's the decider. And so I think that ultimately holds true for my life, is that every time I think I know the best route, like my life in the past, I wouldn't have chose the direction I went, but he was the decider and he formulated me the way he formulated me and had me have experiences the way he had me have experiences. And it created a certain knowledge that gives me an ability to live life the way I feel he wants me, the direction he wants me to go, whether I like it or not.
Does anyone else want to come in on that, or do you mind if I respond?
Let me let Everett jump in quick. Everett, good morning. And then Josh, you're up.
Go.
Oh, hey, good morning, guys.
Morning, EJ.
Yeah. Ethan, I just wanted to say I love what you're doing, brother. Morning, guys. Sorry, I'm getting an echo, guys.
Mute your YouTube.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
It sounds good on this end.
There, now I did that. Thanks, Brett. All I wanted to say was that in my limited experience, which is just, my own experience with addiction, the only thing I seem to have power over is whether I bend the knee or whether I go with me, right? That's just been my experience. Whether I think I'm right, or whether I want to make amends with the person that I just was mean to or whatever. Sorry, guys, it's about 4 a.m. here and I just woke up, so I'll leave it at that.
Good morning. Good to see you. You think working? My internet is so weird right now, dude.
We all good?
I think so.
Okay. I think
kicked me off like
taking
10 times.
You are Chad, yes, famous in the TLC as far as I know.
I'm a dude named Chad. My internet is whack right now. I think I'm trying to go against God's will is what's happening.
And the Wi-Fi gremlins are cooperating with God's will or something. Who knows?
I had to actually disconnect from the Wi-Fi because.
Okay, fair enough.
Which is like such a weird symbol to have to disconnect from your home to get connected to other people. The symbology happens everywhere. It's yeah.
Okay. Well, shall I try and throw a hand grenade into the proceedings and just see what happens? Because I think there's too much agreement, and I'm known for sometimes stirring the pot. So do we all mind if I do that?
Sure. This shuts down in 5 minutes.
Oh yeah. Okay. Good to know.
So throw quick.
Very quick. All right. The idea is, I'm hearing a lot of, you know what I should do? I should be humble and follow God's will and forget about my own ideas. This is what I'm hearing a lot of. Yes or no?
Well, I don't know. I haven't heard any of it, but I would say the big problem is like the real. I think the real, the for me the path is to try to align my will with God's will. So that means yes, discarding some of my own ideas.
I think one of the things that interests God most in his grand, what is the term I'm looking for? I don't want to say something trivial like simulation or game or anything like that. His grand experience for us and for him is truly what it is that we are trying to become, that he cannot fully know. He might know everything about, like we can get into debates of omniscience and all that, blah, 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 blah. But he should put something a little bit unknowable in you that guides your free will. Otherwise, we really do have the predestination issue, and I think a few of you would be familiar with that. There should be something in you that's going somewhere not entirely knowable. And it's the game between you and, let's say, him that truly intrigues both sides of the equation. You know, we can all talk about bowing down and doing as he says and so forth. We can all talk about, oh, I'm nothing, blah, blah, blah. I read a really wonderful passage, possibly from God, in which he said, actually, what I'm most interested in with regards to your lives here in this reality is that you become the most magnificent person or being that you possibly can. And the limit is your imagination, not exactly mine.
When you say you read something that was possibly from God,
yes.
What does that mean? Because I'm not tracking with you, Josh.
Well, that was from Conversations with God, which is Neil Donald Walsh, not the book.
Yeah, I read all 3 books, and
I read 3 books. Yes,
I only abide by. I used to only abide by one of them. Now I'm not sure if it was from God. It's hard to say.
There are a couple of odd moments.
Transformative book for me.
Very interesting.
Didn't bring me to Christ, but it set me on a path that eventually led to Christ. So
yeah, something there. Another very interesting thing to note about Conversations with God is that it mentions Jesus very little.
Yes. I'm surprised nobody else talks about the book around here, to be quite honest with you.
I did on my randos, as Ethan might have remembered. Just briefly. I talked more about another text called the Book of Urantia, or the Urantia book, whatever you meant to call it, which I find very fascinating. And this is extra biblical revelation type stuff, which I'm sure is very exciting for some of us and very no for some of us. I just explore the ideas until I truly arrive at what I believe in, as opposed to what I am told.
Yeah, well, I think the Conversations with God stuff is, and kind of what you're saying is like, I think there's a denial in the actual experiences that actually come down the pipe. You know, it's like this idea of like discarding, what actually happens, and then try to act like as if it's just like I don't know. It's like I understand what you're saying to a point about the having the grandest experience, but it kind of like diminishes the pain and stuff that comes down the pipe too. So we only have like a minute.
I really side with you on that one, Chad. I really do. Please go on if you had more to say. Otherwise, I'd love to speak more.
Well, this is the end. This is the end. We're going to end with this little 6-second clip, which I promised. I don't know what it's going to be. It might be awful. It probably will be awful. This is Mark Jackson with a banjo singing a Georgian folk song made by Grok Imagine. I apologize.
I've got a banjo and I love to play, singing a song to brighten your day.
I'm gonna play it one more time. I need that one more time in my life.
I've got a banjo and I love to play, singing a song to brighten your day.
That's beautiful.
So you're a music man, Ethan.
No, I'm terrible at music.
Looks
I'm gonna
like
steal
Brett's
5
the
seconds
music
to say,
man.
I'm a musician. This musical over my channel. Go check it out. Yeah. Sorry, Ethan.